Hello chess lovers, I'm Aman Agarwal and welcome back to Master Chess. Today, we are going to see a game between India's number 2 woman player and the women's world champion Hou Yifan. So this game was played in the recently concluded Women's Speed Chess Championship finals. Harika was black and Hou Yifan was white. Before this were 4 straight draws and this was the first decisive game of the match. So let's start the game. Hou Yifan opened with 1 e4, e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, and bishop to b5, the Ruy Lopez opening. Knight g to e7, the Cosio defense, and simply short castles. g6, c3, and this is all standard theory. a6, kicking away the bishop, bishop to e4, and just bishop to g7. d4, e captures, c captures, and b5. Here, Hou Yifan could have played bishop to c2, but she went for d5. B captures on a4, g captures on c6. Here you can either castle or play knight captures on c6. Harika castled. Queen takes a4 and knight captures on c6. Here, bishop to g5 was played, and this was the first improvement of her game from the previous games, because in the previous game the same opening was played and there she had played knight to c3, but in this game she played bishop to g5. And here queen to e8 was played. f6 was also a possible move, but it kind of restricts the activity of this queen. Therefore, queen to e8 was played and knight to c3. Here Hou Yifan says, Harika, if you are not careful, my knight will jump to d5, and you can see the vulnerability of the c7 square. But Harika says, I am careful indeed. She plays knight to e5. Now what she says, that if you jump with your knight to d5, I'm gonna ruin your structure by taking on f3. But Hou Yifan says is okay, I can win upon this. Knight to d5. Now this game is already complicated, and moreover it's a blitz match, so therefore it's not possible to calculate everything in 5 or 6 minutes. Knight captures on f3, g captures on f3, and here pause the video and think what would be the best move for black. Now, the computer says that the best move for black would be queen to e6. Let me show you a line. Queen to e6, knight captures on c7, queen to e5 sacking an exchange, knight takes a8, queen g5, king h1, queen to f4, queen to b3, bishop to e5, and queen captures f7 check. You can delay the checkmate for a move, but it wouldn't actually matter because after king to g2, it's gonna be a checkmate. But still, after g captures on f3, queen to e3 is such an engine move because you are allowing to fork your queen and rook, which even top grandmasters would miss in blitz game. The more human move, but it is not that great of a move, is queen to e5. Here, bishop to f4 was played, attacking the queen and also the c7 square. Queen to h5. Now black has the advantage of the vulnerability of the white king because it is very weak. Queen to b3, defending the pawn. Now Hou Yifan says, here I have 2 attackers on this pawn. You can either defend it with c3 or d6, but Harika didn't opt any of this and played rook to a7. Now the idea is, if you take this pawn, we don't want to recapture because then we would be simply losing an exchange, but play the move rook to b7 and eye down the b file. Here, after a thought of around 1 minute, which lowered her time to 57 seconds, Hou Yifan played queen to e7 with check, king to h8, and knight captures on c8. Rook captures on c8, and just rook fd1. This is attacking the pawn. Here, d6 was played, and rook to d5. Queen to h3, and this queen is now simply eyeing down this king, and a checkmate can occur anytime. Rook to c1. Now the idea is to take this pawn, but maybe both the players missed that this rook was protected by the queen. Because if you take there, you can't take back here because the queen is protecting. Anyway, she played rook a8, defending the rook, and bishop to g3, which was a bad move because this gave black a slight advantage after h5, h4. Rook a to b8 was played, and queen to c4. h5. Now attack. Now if this bishop moves, you have to move this bishop, and you're gonna lose the f3 pawn. Here b3 was played, it was a blunder. Why? Just because if you push h4 and the bishop moves, the only square, then f3 is gonna hang, and you can see how weak the white king is. h4, bishop to f4, and queen captures on f3. Here bishop to e3 was played, and here a tempting move would have been h3, but this simply draws the game. After rook to g5. White is simply holding and can even win if she plays accurately. But you can see the calmness of Harika Drunavali because she doesn't go for a tempting move like h3 but plays the best move in the position, rook to e8. You can see how great of a move is this. And here e5 was placed. Now no one can save this damsel in distress because it is overloaded. Queen h3 was played. Now why do I call it overloaded? Because overloading means when a piece is tied down to defending two threats, and there is what the queen can do. It has to protect this threat as well as this threat. Therefore, she played queen to h4 check, king to g8, and now just queen to g3. Now this saves the mate, but this hangs the rook, and this was the final move of the game. Queen captures on d5, and Hou Yifan resigned the game, which made it the first decisive game of the finals of the Women's Speed Chess Championship. Although Harika lost the finals in the final tiebreaker, but congratulations to her for qualifying in the finals and playing so good chess throughout the event. So, if you like the video, do subscribe to our channel and like the video for more amazing chess content. Thank you.